So you take the problems that you've come up with and then you do exactly the opposite of what those are. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Chase at TCG Bulk Kings, where every card has value. And I ran across a little exercise the other day. I got this from Alex Hormozy, actually. If you haven't followed him, you probably should be. If you're interested in what I'm doing, I'm interested in what he's doing. Anyway, this is an exercise that he did where with the understanding that human brains have an easier time searching for problems rather than searching for solutions to those problems, rather than sit around and try and brainstorm what's the best things we can do for our business, how can we grow the business, this, that, and the other. What his exercise does is to say, let's figure out what are the worst things we could do. What is the absolute worst thing we could do that for the business? How can we guarantee that our business is going to fail? So I thought I would adapt that to trading card business because I had a lot of ideas on that. So here follows is going to be my list of just the worst things that a trading card business can do, the absolute guarantee that they're going to fail. Number one is don't ever start. You ever heard your friends or somebody or even yourself sitting around saying, I really want to start a trading card business someday. I really want a local game store, or I want to have a local card shop, or things like that. If you don't ever start, you're guaranteed to never succeed at doing that. Number two is to don't learn how to use the marketplace that you choose to sell on. I talked with somebody a few months ago. They'd been level 4 on TCG Player for months, but they'd never used the pricing tab to list full sets. They'd still been listing them one at a time on the inventory tab. That was just wild to me. Get new features, you learn how to use them, you try them out, things like that. If you don't ever learn how to use, you're gonna fail. Number 3 is to never acquire new inventory. If you get started and you get your stuff listed and you sell through it and then you just don't ever buy anything else, you're just waiting for that stuff to sell, or you're just not buying fast enough, you're not getting new stuff to sell fast enough, you're just sitting on older and older product. You do that, you're going to have a hard time selling stuff because that stuff is lower and lower demand, the stuff you have left over. Number 4 is to always pay too much for new inventory. So if you are acquiring and you're paying too much, you're going to fail because you're not going to be able to make nearly as many profitable transactions out of that inventory. Number 5 is to never ship orders on time. If you get orders and you wait a week to ship them out and you're getting refunds because people are impatient to wait, then you're going to lose out on a lot of money. You're going to fail. Number 6, if you never properly protect your cards during shipment. You get your orders out on time, you just stuck it in an envelope. No card sleeve on it. It's just in a plain white envelope, and that's how you sent your Mana Crypt that you sold. Maybe it works the first time, but it's not going to work every time because that's not a good way to protect your cards, and it's not a good way to get customers to come back and buy from you again. Number 7 is to run out of money because you're not keeping track of your finances. That's definitely a good way to fail, is to suddenly not have any money, so you can't ship things and you can't buy new inventory and you can't do any of the things that are necessary to run a business. Number 8 is to never work consistently. So if you just work in fits and starts, or you don't have a plan where you're setting aside time to work, if you never work consistently, then you're never going to be able to plan to have all your stuff done. Number 9 is to never try to improve your efficiency and just stick with the processes you've got as they first fully popped out of your head. So that would definitely be a good way to fail. You would probably still be handwriting addresses on envelopes, and cards might be organized by color and then casting cost rather than alphabetically. And when you hit 50,000 inventory, that's going to be really, really time consuming to try and pull those cards out. Number 10 is you never create any kind of strategy to reach your goals. This is more of a abstract one, but if you aren't looking at where you want to be and then working backwards to try and figure out what you can do today to set up what you can do next week so that you can set up what you can do next month so that you can set up getting to that goal, then you're very much less likely to succeed at getting to anything like that goal. Number 11 is to always give up when you have failures rather than learning from them. So that's a really good way to fail, is if you just decide to fail, you give up. Magic isn't doing so hot lately, so you just completely get out of the market, not looking at you, Troll and Toad or anything. You have a bad set and you decide, cracking sets is not worth it. Or you buy bulk and it turns out you get 500 copies of every crab that's ever been printed except for Hedron crab. So you don't ever buy bulk again. These are failures you can learn from. If you just decide to give up, then you're going to fail. Number 12 is if you never list cards for sale, then that will definitely make it so that you fail. If you have piles and piles and piles of inventory ready to go or needs to be gotten ready to go, but you never list it, it's just dead money sitting there. I know eBay sellers often call this the death pile, just of stuff that you've gotten that you haven't been able to list yet for whatever reason. Number 13 is to have an extremely disorganized inventory. So if you are listing cards and just chucking them in a box, or you've got them organized in such a way that you can't easily go back and get them when you make a sale, you're going to have a hard time succeeding as a business. Number 14 is if you incorrectly condition your cards. So if you sell damaged cards as near mint, you're going to have a hard time. It's not going to be a good way to go. Number 15 is to always blame customers for customer service issues rather than be accountable for yourself. This, again, is a little bit of an abstract one, but if you get complaints from customers and your first thought is this customer's trying to scam me, this customer's lying, they're cheating, something's wrong with what they're doing, I can't have done anything wrong, then you're not examining what's going on and you're not going to be able to fix whatever issues may be being indicated by those customer service issues. If you never fix it, people are going to keep complaining about it and they're eventually going to stop buying from you because your reputation is going to be that you have issues that you're unwilling to fix. Number 16 is to always blame external factors for issues in your business. So this is similar to the last one, but it's not directly pointed at customers. This is to always blame something outside of what you're doing for problems with what you're doing. This would be like, oh, the president is making a bad economy, so I can't run my trading card business very well. Magic is tanking and taking all the other trading cards down with it, so sales are down because of that, and I'm not able to keep going on what I want to be doing. If you're never looking inside yourself and seeing what you can do to improve the situation, then you're going to have a hard time. Number 17 is to always keep people around you who negatively judge you and your business. So if you've got a whole bunch of people around you who are just rag on you for having a trading card business, they don't think you're doing anything good, they think it's silly for you to be doing this, or they think it's not a real job, or a lot of that kind of stuff, then eventually that's going to get to you and you're going to have a hard time succeeding. And number 18 finally is never be curious. So never go out and learn anything about anything new other, say you're only in Magic, don't learn anything about Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're only in TCGs, don't learn anything about sports cards or old Marvel cards. If you're only in cards, never learn anything about coins or video games or comics. If you're only in collectibles, never learn anything about stocks or bonds or the thing I just forgot about. I guess I'll learn about that later. So yeah, those are my 18 things that I came up with. Ways to guarantee that your business fails, your trading card business fails. What do we do about that? You didn't think I was just going to tell you reasons why you might fail and then leave it. What you do about that is you take those and then you invert them and then you do that stuff. So you take the problems that you've come up with and then you do exactly the opposite of what those are. So you take don't ever start with start right now. Don't learn how to use the marketplace you choose to sell on and turn it into learn everything about your marketplace. Never acquire new inventory to always be acquiring new inventory. Always pay too much for inventory to never overpay for inventory. Never ship orders on time to always ship orders on time. Never properly protect cards during shipment to always properly protect the cards during shipment. Run out of money because you aren't keeping track of your finances to always keep finances so you don't run out of money. You take never work consistently to always work consistently. Take never try to improve your efficiency to always try to improve your efficiency. Never create strategies to reach your goals and turn it to always create strategies to reach your goals. Always give up when you fail to never give up when you fail and learn from what your failures are. You take never listed cards for sale to always be listing cards for sale. Have an extremely disorganized inventory to have an extremely organized inventory. Incorrectly condition your cards and turn it to always correctly condition your cards. Take always blame customers, turn it to never blame customer. That's going to get some of you right there. Never blame customers. Take always blame external factors and turn it to never blame external factors. Always keep people around you who negatively judge your business to always have people around you who positively judge your business. And take never be curious to always be curious. If you can do those things that are the exact opposite of the absolute worst things that a trading card business can do, then you're going to have a pretty good trading card business at the minimum. And if you can do those things well, then you're going to have a great one. If you can think of any other problems that I haven't come up with, be sure to comment them down here. I'd love to hear them so we can come up with more best things to do for a trading card business. And if you like this, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you want to see a video about how I'm rebuilding my business after having moved, check out this one right up here, or look at this one over here for something else that's probably interesting for you.